All right, so syncopations, counting them, among other things with dots and ties, in tunes like Joplin's Solace. Right? One E and E and You're holding through two there. Right? Let's get our so two and certainly a syncopation there, right? You could say there's one there too. I'm probably looking for the ones that get tied over into the next beats. But this is a longer note that sort of is the tying of the second 16th to the third. Right? But this is probably a bigger one. And yeah, you got one held through in this case, two was held through in this case, right? One E, should go E, and two, and right, you can put more parenthesis in there like that. It's good to hear these tunes too. For this one, if we have the capacity to hear all of that, this is the I can't do that. Anyway, with Kings, you know, when you're down, if the beat is like this, in trouble, and you need. You notice the need comes before the bar line, the big beat here. When you're down, boom, 2, 3, and trouble, and you need some other care. Singing the James Taylor version. Carol's boyfriend stole that from her, right? Girl from Ipanema is all about these syncopations where you move it one half beat one way or another. When she walks, she's like a samba that swings so cool and sways so gentle that when she passes in. Now to hear Joe Beam play this for real is the real deal. Certainly is way better than what I'm doing here. But you know, in a cool samba mode, which is the style this tune is in, there could be nothing more refreshing than a Brazilian band playing this on the beach in Rio. But anyway, it's got a real cool effect, and part of it is that all you do is move the eighth notes so that you're holding through other ones and anticipating the beat with these notes. Right, if I set up a 4-beat thing like this, even the final note, which comes after the downbeat, is an unexpected event, wouldn't you say? And then Shania Twain's "They Said, I Bet They'll Never Make It, Just But Then Look at Them." As cheesy as the song is, and as much of a bastardization of the country form it is, I do have the recording here.
Looks like we made it. Look how far we've come, oh baby. We might have took the long way. We knew we'd get there someday.
Here's that line, right?
They said, I bet they'll never make it, but just look at us holding on.
All kinds of little moves of beats in and around that, right? Well, wait, they said, wait, I bet, wait, I'll never make it, right? So it's almost a simple line where the expression, the way she brings it off is the complicated thing, right? So that's 4.2, and if we were going to go and look at anything else with chapter 4, it would have to be triplets, right? And the idea with with triplets is take a beat, and where it normally would get divided into two, divided into three. I don't know this example so well, but plans. They're not going to let us hear that one. So where the normal division of, say, especially a quarter note is 2/8 notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. If it's divided into 2, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if it's divided into 3, it doesn't change the level of the beat, but now you get 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, right? And you can have da, 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 da. There's the galloping triplet rhythm, a lot like swing. Ba, 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 right? Or ba, ba, the short, long instead. Triplets can be the next note down from whatever I grouped in 3. So an 8th note triplet is 1 beat's worth because it's most like the divided beat's 8th note, but now 3 of them. And you have to have the 3 there to show that we don't mean that these are a half beat anymore. We mean that they're a 1/3 of a beat thing that adds up as a triplet to a whole beat. Or that 3 of these quarter notes, when added together, equal a half note. That's sort of like 3 over 2 triplets, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. If it's all half notes, then 3 mature triplets. Bum, 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 bum. You hear this a lot of times in rock drum fills at the end of a big dramatic phrase. And you can have shorter triplets like the 16th note triplets. I want to wake up in the city that doesn't sleep. There's 3 over 2 triplets right there, right? And rhythmic variation of performance. In one performance, a verse sung by an accompanying voice is followed by 2 verses with guitar. I'll let you listen to that. Jerome Kern's Look for the Silver Lining. It looks straight. Please don't be offended if I preach to you a while. Would you ever want to hear it like that, especially as a swing tune from the 1940s? Probably not. Alright, so we hear the swing kind of thing. And that's much more refreshing than that. I don't know if our pianist in this recording swung that very much at all. But there's a way to notate swing 8s as triplets, but you don't have to notate it like this. You can just write them as straight, and this is what's typical, and write maybe the word swing feel, or usually people just know that it's a swing feel. And I think that takes us through the rest of chapter 4 after the review questions, and then you get to the apply it things. These chapter 4 apply it's are a bit tougher than the chapter 3 ones. I do want you to practice these. I probably will come and ask you to clap and count. If it was going to be this one, you could go slow. You don't have to go steady, but something like 1 and 2 and 1 E and a 2 E and a 1 and 2 and 1 E and a 2 would be the way that I would ask you to try to execute that. And this is a tough one. I'm going to probably give you ones that are really simple. Just see if you can wrap your head around what it's like to do this. And in the last couple minutes, let's take a look at the last worksheets items. We got through that. Let's go to worksheet 4.3, where in each of the examples, write an arrow above the syncopated rhythm, then write in the appropriate counts below. You know, hearing it is so important. If you don't know these tunes, and I don't know all these tunes either, it'd be really good to get a recording of it. I'm sorry that they don't have a recording for all these. I think that's lame. But 1 and 2 and 3 and they call you Lady Luck, but there is room for doubt. At times you have a very unladylike way of running about. way of running out. Way of running out. Way of running out. Yeah, like that, something like that. So the feel is going to be swung probably for a tune from Guys and Dolls, but you hear I'm swinging it. But how do you count it? So this is going to be what? 1 and 2 and 3. 3 and 4 and. So that one's going to be 1 and 2 and 3. And this is the and of 4. 1 and 2 and 3 triplet, 4 triplet. Or you could just say 3 and 4 and if you would like. Midnight Train to Georgia. Composition with dots, ties, and syncopations. Write a 4-measure rhythm at 4/4 that contains 2 syncopations. Use 1 tie. Use 2 dotted rhythms and 2 rests. You can draw upon the examples you see in the text or other tunes that you know, in the worksheets even. Supply the missing bar lines corresponding to the meters shown in each of the following rhythms. So we're talking, what is it? Cut time is the equivalent of 2 half notes per bar. So there's 1 and then 2 E and and then there's 1 half note there and the equivalent of 1 half note there. This is quarter note triplets, which 3 of them make 1 half note. So there's 1 half the bar there, and there'd be another half the bar there. And it looks like I came out well there. Okay. And same thing with 3/4. They're just asking you to count just the same. So you're adding up to good measures with quarter notes like this, with regular rhythms like this. And don't let the triplets affect your overall counting. In other words, go back to that page in the book we were at a minute ago, where we're showing that 3 quarter notes, when they're triplet bracketed, equal 1 half note, or 3 eighth notes is the common triplet, really equal 1 quarter note. So that's 1 of 3 beats of a bar that I think in this case we get 1 beat, 2 beats, and then that's the 3rd beat, so something like that. In this case, at each arrow, add 1 note to complete any measure with too few beats. Write the counts below your answer and then perform your rhythm. So add 1 note to complete any measure. So we've got 1 beat, 2 beats, 3.5 beats, so I need just a half beat to finish this off, and a half of a quarter note beat is an eighth note. And that would be 1 triplet, 2 and 3 triplet, and I need 1 full beat in that case, right? I'll let you finish this one off. Now the next part of this worksheet. I think we're done. We're done with a minute and a half left. Yeah, 4.3 is mostly about musical feel kinds of things. Right? And quickly then, with a minute left, let's see if I can pull up our, apply it from chapter 3 and see how difficult those simpler ones are. When you apply it from chapter 3, notice the rhythms now are really much less complicated in terms of numbers and notes. So could you clap and count some of these? Let's try some of these, okay? And you can write in the counts to practice, right? 1, 2, 1 and 2, 1, 2 and 1, 1 and 2, 1. If you were in my classroom right now, I'd have everybody do this, even though they wouldn't want to volunteer that kind of thing. If you're in 3/4, you get a beat going where it's 1, 2, 3, 1. Clap and count, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 1, 3, 1 and 2 and 3, 1, 3. More on this later, and good luck with chapter 4, and we'll be talking more over the next few days, as you know. Talk to you soon.